title's not right. Let's fix that. Expand by Bonsai. About to start the 8-Bit Computer Club. Welcome in. This was an REU release. Let's see if this actually works. It's the first REU releases we've done. Everybody's having a good Friday night or Saturday, wherever in the world you are. I'm Brian Dunaway. We're about to start the 8-Bit Computer Club. There's Dr. Tolbert. And as is the usual, we have our community members in the house. And let's just see how fast this runs. We will be taking a look at Print Shop and the MPS 803. This is not a supported printer by Print Shop. We're just looking at the software and have the only available printer to us besides the Star NL10, which is also not supported by the Print Shop. We're looking for a printer that is supported by it, but we're still going to look at the software, and we're going to do some printing off our Reconditioned ribbon. One of the things we'll be doing tonight, amongst many others. Welcome in, Ron. How's it going, my friend? What's up? What is going on? I'm assuming this demo is still loading. Meanwhile, oh, hi, Zoe. Welcome in. As you can tell here, we are loading up the Expand demo from 2020, but it doesn't seem to be doing anything. And I'm not sure why that is, but I was trying something a little different. We haven't looked at the demos that came with the Commodore 64 Ultimate. We have not looked at the demos that require configurations and running of configurations, but you can tell here is our Commodore 64 Ultimate Starlight Edition. And so what I'm doing here is I am going to run this first. It says to do, so we can take a look at it as well. It's going to turn off our IEC drive settings. Our printer disabled, but it's not. Printer A settings enable. Oh, it's saying 8 is the ID number, but that was loading up from 9. All right, so maybe it did not take our settings because I believe by default I have that. Oh, so does it lose it when you reboot? Maybe. Because if I run this, let's load the settings, configuration successful, and then we try to, let's do the README first, the info text. Axel, what is going on, my friend? How's it going? We're going to share what Axel has been doing on the Discord server as well. He hasn't been doing it on the Discord server, but he's been posting the updates there, and we do appreciate all of that. Me and him were talking earlier about how we're inspiring each other to push forward on projects. Captain Kipper is here. What's up, 8-bitters? Ron says I had a Star Micronics printer. Don't remember the model number. I have a Star Micron Micronics. It's an NL10, but I don't believe it was supported by the Print Shop either. But we're going to take a look at this super slick looking MPS 803 Commodore. Captain says I had a Color Star, the one that used the multicolor ink ribbon. I had the Okadata. Oh, is it the Okadata? Is it Okamate? Okadata is the manufacturer, just Epson, I think, or Epson Baldwin or something like that, I think, if I remember correctly. Stephanie, what's going on? Welcome in. Hope you're having a good Friday or Saturday, wherever in the world you are. Okamate, I believe, is the company, and Okadata. It's about, I always forget. Anyway, the point is, I had the color ribbons as well, so it had about like that much of one color and then another color, and it would print multicolor. It took a while, but it got thrown out years ago, says Cab Kipper. Yes, it was. Star Micronics NX2420 was the model. That one might be supported. You still have that one? All right, so let's take a look at this info. It says the demo for Expand was released on the 27th of June, 2020. Check out more. So there's their group. Did I get that down? I didn't get their group ID, but I'll get that shortly. I have the direct to this release specifically. Step 1, run me first config and select load settings. Then click OK. Then it says select expand side 1 and select run disk. And that is what I did. But I don't think it's actually working. So you see me here, load settings, configurations loaded. Now, if I go out here. Let's just double check. Let's confirm. Oh my gosh, let's confirm some of these settings. Okay, that's not what I'm looking for. But I did have some of the stuff in there. Software IEC. It says it's turned off. Built-in drive A. Doesn't give me anything specific, but it does have the drive A in there. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I might know what the problem is. Here's the problem. The system is not taking into consideration that I have my built-in virtual in the Commodore Ultimate set as 9, and I have my 1571 set as 8, and I have my 1581 set as 10. So it's probably switching it over to 8, and it's probably trying to read from here, and that's probably the problem. So we'll just turn those off. I think we should be able to turn them off. I don't think we'll have to unplug them or anything. Captain says I have a Samsung now with Centronics and a VIC 1525. Nice. 9/12. What's up, September? That's my birthday, says Tolbert. Graph is here. What is up? I remember some games, copy protection, that would not work if you had more than drive 8. All right. So let's get back over here, and let's get back here, and let's turn these drives off. I could change the numbers and stuff, but I had to get back there with a pencil, man, or some kind of clip or something. So I'm just going to turn those off. I wonder if I'm going to turn the printer off too. I don't know if that'll cause an issue, but I'm going to go ahead and turn off all of the peripherals, the hardware peripherals I have, and then we'll see if that configuration. Let's see if we can get this first demo running. What do you think? All right. I wonder if I'm going to go ahead and I'm not going to restart, because I think it actually resets after you restart, which I'm not sure on that. Let's find out. Here we go. Let's look at this expand demo from 2020. Let's see if it works now. It is searching, and there's no real physical drive there for it to search. I could pull. I mean, it's just one serial connection. I could unplug it. It wouldn't take very long. Oh, Ron says I never saw an external Commodore 3.5 floppy drive before. Yeah, in the latter parts of those, they did make these as well. I sure did. Probably used to the old 5 1/4s, but they did make the 3.5s as well. I'd never owned one until I got this 128 bundle I got not that long ago, and both of these are working pretty good. It's still saying searching for stars, so I'm thinking I'm going to need to turn this off, unplug that serial cable, and go from there. So you can plug in real hardware into the back of these Commodore 64 Ultimates, and we're just going to unplug the serial cable, pull it out and stick it over here, and we'll turn it back on, and then it'll be just like it was when it arrived at my house. No hardware plugged in. Captain says you need a switch like those serial printer ones we used back in the old days. That's a good idea, actually. That's a pretty good idea. I bet I can find one. I like that idea. All right, let's go back in here. I really want to look at this expand demo. Let's see. And this did come with the Commodore 64. I migrated it from the USB cassette thing they send you into, and once again, I'm not sure, but it seems like it reset last time. So I'm just going to do it like that, and let's see what happens. Let's see if we can get any joy. Okay, so we're getting at least a loading screen now, right? Oh, are you detect? Okay, so we're doing the things now. It looks like we may have some success. I'm not hearing any audio though. That may be normal. Look at that screen. That is a good looking screen. Look at that. Look at that. I don't know if we're supposed to have audio yet. I would assume audio. But I'm not hearing anything. REU porn, it says. Okay. Well, okay. So, I don't know. Maybe oh, you know what? There it is. Wake up, everybody. It's Friday. It wouldn't be a Friday night if we didn't. Wouldn't be a Friday night if we didn't have a demo that like it wasn't going to work and then suddenly works. It's the blood flowing. Hey, look, it's the gorillas. What's that character? Bonsai expand. Welcome in, time to gossip, time for pizza in the Dunaway. Yeah, baby. Let's do this. Warning flashing lights. Both on the Commodore 64 Ultimate and the screen. All the REU raster effects I have seen. I love that they always explain these. Friday, baby! Yeah, I know, but everybody was turning down the vibe. Oh no! Turn it down! Cab Kipper, y'all have to find a physical switch so I don't have to go back and forth on that cable. Okay, so they're going to use the same sprite pointer for all sprites, and placing them correctly, you get a linear addressing. This already looks really good. I like the fact that we have a top border. Oh, look at that. Oh, that is sweet. Oh yeah, look, it's Commodore Noir. It's Demo Noir. God, I'm enjoying the Spider Noir, by the way, on Amazon right now. But yeah, loud noises should add the warning, right? Yeah, went low. Went boo 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 boo. Carry on. Oh, I love that. Look at that. How's that? Flashing lights and some jump scares. Did you binge the whole thing? Ron? I don't blame you. Okay, we'll play that one at the end, Axel. I'll Incoherent Nightmare. We'll call that our request. Oh, time to break it down. Time to break it down. The visualizers. Got my arm Sid in there. Arm Sid, rocking out with the arm Sid. Don't scare him. Ah! I fancy big old school logos. Yes, I do. Please. It's no milk drop, but cool for the 64. Yeah. Tolbert, just put some photos of laser engraved pocket protectors. I'm bringing to the end 20 seconds. I can't wait. Oh, did you put them in there? Okay, I have to look. Yes, we'll have to drop into the Discord server here in a minute. Check it out. Cap says, did you upgrade the firmware on the SID? I was about to say yes, but now I'm not 100%. I'm not 100%. I intended to. And I think I did. Did I? Mr. Badpour, what is up? They're in the 8-Bit Computer Club channel. Excellent. All right, so let me. What did it say? There was a bonus thing here too. It says select. Maybe this wasn't the one I was thinking of. Okay, there was one that had like it said it would do something special, like size, real floppy disk size or something. Anyway, so we're gonna now mount the second disk. 'Cause we're flipping the disk, right? I should write these to real floppy disk. We've got the technology. Okay, you gotta flip it and hit the space. Tonda, great question. Great question. Am I watching Spider Noir in their Amazon, what do they call it? Amazon color hue or whatever the thing is called, or black and white? So I'm watching it. I started out in the color because I was like, oh, okay, I'll watch it in color just to see how that is, so I'll know whether the black and white is impressive or not. And I swear, man, I was watching in color and I was getting very disappointed in the show. I was like, I don't know if I even want to watch it. And I flipped it to black and white, and it's like even the acting got better. I don't know what it is, but it was just like, I know it didn't, but you know, it's noir, and boy, when you fully invest into the black and white, I was like, okay, yeah, now I can make that leap that it's it's that real old detective noir, and it got me in the mood. So I couldn't watch it in color. I watched it in color, and just so weird. It just felt bleh. It felt cheap. Pagan Jet, what is up? Yeah, absolutely, Tonda. I feel like they wanted to do it all black and white, but they chickened out because they were probably thinking some people, because I mean, you know, Sin City, pretty much all black and white with some color splashes and stuff, because that's what it's trying to it's what it's putting out there, right? And that's what you want. And but then it's really hard to sell everybody on black and white, right? Because some people it doesn't affect in that way. And it did me though. So I found it much more enjoyable watching black and white. But I also, when Logan came out, I much preferred the black and white 4K Logan. It was just so much better. Drexington Von Greatbeard, welcome in. Hope you're having a good Friday or Saturday, wherever in the world you are. All right, let's get back to turning this disc over and watching the rest of this Expand demo released by Bonsai. It's an REU release. REU. It's one of the first REUs we've used. And we're also going to figure out how much it screwed up our settings and if our settings can go back to what they were. I've been curious about that, so we're probably about to find out. All right, here we go. Let's flip that disc. Flip that floppy. Don't copy that floppy, but do flip that disc. Flippy disc. Trackmo loader. It's an 8-bit Friday night, Saturday morning, afternoon, wherever you're at in the world. Yeah, this was in a 1994 Amiga demo. Oh, they just dropped it. Oscilloscope View coming to you live, inspired by YouTube's fill my lava lamp up, do this all night long. Lay in bed, zone out. Am I ready? Am I ready? Bonsai! The trigonometry. Bonsai loves the REU. I need to get a physical. I need to get a real REU. I mean, we have a virtualized one here in the Ultimate. Party! Chaz, what's up, Tazzy? Tribute to... Was it Bjorn? Bjorn? That's a cool effect, too. Avian is here. What's going on? All the party people. Say what? This demo. It's the same stuff. Well, this demo's about to end. How very nice of them. How very nice of them to let us know. Batch6, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. It appears that you are running our demo on an older emulator. It should not be a problem anyway. Uh-oh. Wonder if it really knows. Does it really know? The end. Expand. Get your RAM expansion unit on there. Your REU. Loving it. Let's take a look, as we often do. We run one of these demos. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at our creators here over on the Commodore Scene Database.dk. What's up, everybody? Getting it started here on the 8-Bit Computer Club. Got several things to do tonight. It's going to be a good one. Here we are over on the Commodore Scene Database DK on the Expand release page, released by Bonsai in June 27th, 2020. And it is, like I said, that RAM expanded unit release. Got to have a couple little things there. We're also going to make sure that we're going to reboot and see if it turns our settings back. That's one thing I've been curious about, running these configs before you run demos on the Commodore 64 Ultimate. I'm like, does it keep that, or is it just temporary? Well, I don't like those ads. Let's see, we've got sexy stuff on the left and then gross stuff on the right. Thanks a lot, ad blocker. Is there not a config? There is a config reset, and I keep it pretty straight. But it's a demo party back in June. Organizer groups. I can't read that, but I can read this. Maybe things weren't better back in the days, but nevertheless worse now. What? But it's nevertheless worse now. Back in 2020. All right, gub data. But you can check that out. Oh my gosh, all the ads. I don't run any ad blockers. I try not to if I can help it. I know, who do they think I am? Who do they think I am anyway? By the way, this is the original Commodore 64 RAM expansion unit. Look at that guy. I need to get one. 1750 RAM expansion for my real Commodore 64. See if it's something I can do. Critical performance demonstration. Look at that. Weep, weep, wop, weep, wop, weep, wop. Oh, look, come the little Commodore floppy. Yeah, look at that. Oh, it's got the, oh my gosh. Does it really come with that pack? Holy smoke. Is that the is that really the power pack that thing ran on? Woo-wee, boy, howdy. That really is a computer inside of a computer, isn't it? Woo! Yeah, I try to run all ad blockers except on certain websites, like they haven't given me reason to run one on the Commodore scene database until today. Today seems a little rougher than usual. Yeah, I try to, you know, if it's a site that I think exists on that type of thing, I'll do it. But you can tell you can make a donation over here, and maybe we should do just that. Maybe we should make a donation over here. I'm not going to do it while we're doing it here, but yeah, why not? Yeah, I think I'll do that later. I'm going to leave that page up for myself for later. Hey, look, we're seeing ourselves. Oh no, there's an ad starting soon. Ad starts in 3 minutes. All right, let's get back to what we're doing tonight. Let's outline what we're doing before we go to ad. Let's outline what we're doing tonight before we go to ad. Let's see here. We've got that, and bloop. There we go. Now I need to hook everything back up because of that, but let's make sure, like I said, let's make sure that our configuration is not wonky. So you can look at this here. You can run it or view it and then see what it's going to do. It says it's going to, if it's not, it's going to disable our IEC drive, our IEC printer disabled. And it's going to make sure our drive is enabled. And it didn't do, I don't think it did a very good job because it was getting confused between when I was trying to run the demo. I was trying to run it on 9 sometimes, which is what the system was set to. Even after I ran that disk swap delay 1 resets from the, okay, so there you go. Look at that. Look at that very important line right there. So you probably want to start checking these run me first configs and make sure that there is a line. If you're doing this on the Commodore 64 Ultimate, make sure there is a line that says resets when the C64 resets. That's, I'm sure that's a very important line because that's going to take us back to where we need to be. So we're going to do just that. We're going to reset. So that's awesome. So yeah, whoever wrote that config, make sure that the reset was in there so we don't have to. Very handy. Actually, I'm glad they added that. I did not know that. The real question is though, is it just a soft reset or a reboot? It said reset, so I'm just going to do the reset, and I'm going to get some little funny things there, and that's fine. And then I'm going to go back because my drive is supposed to be set to 9. It reset it to 8. Let's see. That should be a pretty quick and easy one to look at. No, let's see. I always forget where it's. Let me get all the way back to the beginning. Let me get back to the beginning. Let's go back to the beginning. And it's still is set to 8. So, but I don't know if I set it that way or if it detected it. Let's do this. Let's turn the machine off. We're going to plug the serial back in. Over the counter? Amy says, okay, explain what over the counter means, because to me it means over the counter. OTC? The original, nothing OTC works, right? I don't know how we got over there, but I'm loving it. I don't know how we got to the over the counter drugs, but I love it. Unless you're talking about something else, computer related. None of the over counter medications. You guys are talking about that nasty toenail thing. Okay, okay, very good, Dr. Tolbert. Yeah, well, bring me some fungus, toenail fungus removal. We'll run and we'll and we'll see if we can cure my fungus among us. Oh, this is what I didn't want to happen. The darn fool, the darn serial cable fell down behind the computer because I thought I had it seated, but then I foolishly decided I would be hilarious and open up the machine and show you my SID. Yeah, I'll show you mine. Want to see what's inside my Commodore 64 Ultimate. Shut up, watch. You don't know me. You can't tell me when to get up. I'll stand up when I'm darn good and well and ready. Don't tell Dr. Tolbert. Prescription strength Tubernifine. Did I get it? Daily for 6 weeks will clear it right up. Nice. Well, here, hold a second. I'll get my toe up here and I'll show you. We'll do one of those remote calls. I'll just stick my foot up here and you guys can take a look at my toes. So it used to be, but it went generic about 5 or 6. Okay, very interesting. Don't tell anyone, but I'm going to need this. we probably could all use a little better toe appearance, right? We probably all could use a little. You got any magic no ugly toe medicine? All right. Oh, so I plugged in the serial, but then I haven't turned anything back on. So let me turn all my units back on, and I'll do another hard or power cycle. I'll do another power cycle. So this time I'll do it from here. And I wonder if just a reset will work. Let's just try the reset. Oh, I heard the dot matrix printer fired up, so that's cool. Have we went into ad already? But we've been running through an ad, which is fine. Ad break ends in 1 minute and some odd seconds. That's fine. So we won't get too far ahead of anybody, and we'll just kind of hang out for a minute. And while they're out there, we don't want them to miss the good parts, right? Here, got some white paper, got some printer paper. We're gonna run some printing. We're gonna print some stuff. Axel says, when you have confused the algorithm when it's showing you VR gaskets, women's underwear, and toenail fungus meds. What I love doing, one of my favorite things to do is to open up, like get on a new computer and open up YouTube. Don't log in. Don't do nothing else. Don't look for nothing. Don't let that new computer know who you are. And go to YouTube and see what the first videos they show you. Because I'm always curious. I'm like, because I know what I get. I mean, I don't get, the algorithm knows me so well. When I log into my browser, it's like, oh, hello, Brian. Serial social security number, blah, blah, blah. I mean, so I always find it interesting to see what the basic vanilla page is for an individual. I'm sure also it's different in regions as well. But I do like doing that. And that's kind of with CSDB, I've given them zero information about myself other than I look at some of their demos and stuff. I don't log into it or nothing, I don't think, but not to say that they're not, cross tracking me from some cookie on some other site or something. But yeah, I don't think I've been looking at toenail fungus or what was that other stuff that was on the left hand side. It was a mix of looked like some kind of something obscene and then like less obscene stuff as you went down. I don't know exactly who that appeals to, but whatever. I guess they think it appeals to me. But the cap says, I like click strange ads on other people's Facebook pages to make it targeted. You're the worst. You're the worst, Captain. That's great. I love that. Remind me not to let you get on my computer. Talbert says, I just get on other people's. Do the same thing. Oh my gosh, you people are all terrible. IP tracking is fun to game. Hey, look at this. Is the welcome back from that ad. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for those who are patient and sit through those ads over on Twitch. I appreciate it. Every little bit helps. But so thank you for that. If you can't or just don't want to subscribe either on Twitch or YouTube to not get those ads and also get your free emojis and whatnot, I absolutely understand. You can't subscribe to everything, right? But I appreciate you if you're hanging around and you just leave those ads run. You can run, grab something a snack, grab yourself a drink, do whatever you want to do. Jeff Bezos don't know what we're doing around here. He don't know what we're doing. Don't tell him that we're doing that though. But Compute's Gazette's latest magazine just hit my front doorstep, right? This is the May 2026 version for retro computer users, and they predicted this. It's one of the main articles in here this week. They also have a really good write-up on the FujiNet Battleship client in C. I started reading about that, and I'm also going to check out this Amiga Adventures Haven't checked that part of the magazine out yet, but I did start reading some of the stuff that they predicted, and maybe we'll get a chance to go through this a little later on, kind of peek in maybe some of the some of the Tandyland stuff, just to maybe we'll just peruse a couple of them, give you an idea of what's in here. Pretty affordable magazine if you're subscribed. Comes out of Texas, and is a love letter to the old Computes Gazette, right? Does it come with cool pocket protectors? Great question, Dr. Tom. While we're doing that, let's take a look at those pocket protectors that we'll see at Nerd-tacular in 26 here in about a week or so. Let me get this pulled up. I haven't even seen these myself, so I'm pretty stoked about it. Let's go back there. Oh my God, more ads. Activate account. What am I doing? A tech blog? Sweet. Who is this? Is that ad choices? I usually block ad choices on everything else. I don't think there's very few things I let ad choices actually run on. But like I said, I'm probably going to ad block after this. Once I give them a donation, I'll feel sufficiently empowered to to tell them to kiss my grits. All right, so let's see. Let's get our Discord server up here, and I'm going to run over to the 8-Bit Computer Club channel, which I believe is where, look at this. Axel, look at this. Axel posted this earlier too. I have to back up that too. These are so freaking cool. Look at these. Dude, this is way, but this is like my mind was like not even close to envisioning something as badass as this. This looks amazing. I love it. Look at that. Look at that. I love it. Oh man, those are badass. Way above and beyond what I could have hoped for. Look how good that font looks. It almost looks like, it almost has that bloom that you have on the CRTs, even though it's not really. Maybe I'm just seeing it like I want to see the bloom kind of glow a little bit, but it almost feels glowy. That is awesome. You have brown and gray. Well, the brown looks amazing. Is the overburn? Yeah, man, those look great. Yeah, look at that. Oh yeah, Axel, this is from Jet Set Willie fame. Look at this. Look how old school. Just flipping through. Just who, me? Nothing. Just flipping through some floppy disk up here on top of the look. What a dream setup. Is that a little specky down there? I believe that's a little specky. Got some cables running all over the place. Yeah, living the dream. I want this. I want this. I want this. And look how Spider Noir it is too. It's black and white. So noir. Love me some Jet Set Willie, right? Yeah. Yeah, like 20 years old. It gotta be. Can't be more than 20 there, right? So young, so fresh faced. Also, this is Axel's been working. Look at this here. Sid Wizard told me about that before, and Axel's been working. Look at this. Axel, I don't want to give too much away, but this is Axel's been working on this game here. Little game demo. Already getting into some music stuff, little platforming. Got my favorite enemies, bats. But I'm really enjoying Axel giving us updates on that. Captain Kipper also posts some stuff in there. This is really cool. Raspberry Pi Pico based mini map add-on for the ZX Spectrum. Look at that. That is so cool. We might check that out coming soon. But yeah, we have all kinds of great discussions in there. I posted a link to the disc collection we're going to look at in just a little bit. But yeah, I won't spoil too much for you. Get over there and join the Discord server and join the 8-Bit Computer Club channel. On the Mission Deep server. It's a lot of fun. Oh yeah, and Maniac Miner, that is also, we haven't covered that on Play Retro yet. We need to do that. Thank you, Monkey. There's the Discord link right there. Oh, but Tolbert, I can't wait to see those, man. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be so much fun, and it's getting closer and closer every day. It's fast. This is happening so fast. It's happening so fast. Oh no, too bad. Did anybody bump that first time chatter in there? Am I gonna have to ban it? Am I gonna have to ban a jerk? Did you already ban him? If not banned, there we go. I banned whoever that was. I don't know if anybody saw that one, but yeah, bye viewers. No thanks. No thanks. Yeah, KT Data says, do not remind me. It is too close. It is dangerously close. And the next time we do an event where we get together, I am definitely going to have to do get us got to get a setup so we can do a demo appreciation, right? We got to do that. Look, is the kind of looks like to me that the aspect ratio is not quite right. Sometimes cycling that, I don't know, maybe that is fine. Maybe that is fine. We're in the PAL mode. So, oh, did we finish looking to see and confirm now that we have? Yes. Okay. So it did. Now it is confirmed. Okay. So that reset probably did what we needed to do. But having the real interface, I probably moved it to the next available. So that's probably what was going on there. KT Data says, you know how heavy that watch retro car is? My back hurts moving it. I can't wait to see it. Dazzle Dom, what is up? Dazzle Dom says, just poke that 53281 comma 1. Just put a 1 in there. Just push that 1. Right. Well, we should peek it first, though. I mean, we don't want to just go poking numbers and not. Who knows what that memory map is? The 53281. Who remembers that? That memory map there. Who remembers that? Let me see here. Oh, did I? Oh, poopies. Now I'm in the dark now. Actually, it's kind of cool. I think maybe I'll just sit in the dark. How very appropriate for a Friday night. I get my lava lamp out here. Oh my gosh, I've really screwed everything up. There we go. Oh man, why is I gotta look at my settings on my Stream Deck. It's kind of wonkified right now. There we go. For some reason, my little slides and stuff is going all over the place. So yeah, let's move on to the next part of the night, which is going to be, let's load up. So basically music, we're going to take a quick look at that. These from Highland Disc, right? Double-sided. If you go on archive.org, I've tried to locate real copies of these Computers Gazette's disc, and I've tried to locate the magazines. I have tons of the magazines. I do not have any of the diskettes. I wish there was a place that I could get the full set. I would gladly, if Computers Gazette, if they have ownership of the magazines and the disc, I just need to reach out to them, see if there's something that would allow me to purchase, or if they have real ones, or if some kind of official way. But essentially, I went to archive.org and look for the Computers Gazette's disc collection, and I downloaded 58, and then I wrote it to this. Yeah, I found some on eBay, but I didn't find the issues I needed, and so I may just go ahead and buy them regardless. But this is our 1571 hooked up directly to our Ultimate, which you can do. That's what's great about these. And we will just load up, because this drive is set to 8, and I am typing on the wrong keyboard. Let's just take a look. What's the directory listing here? And it's super quiet. The 1571 is so quiet compared to like the 1541 and stuff. But Nukem, yeah, let me, if you get a chance, if you have links to any, if you got like a lead on some good sellers, or if you know where some more are, help me out. Help a guy out, man. Yeah, is it Dazzly Dome? Is that how you say it? Dazzly Dome? Correct me if I'm wrong. I remember typing in games in the back of the magazines when I first got my Commodore 64. Some typing games are great. And I didn't even have a tape drive. Hours of work only to play for a little and lose forever while I turned it off. Same. That's where I started too. I had a Commodore VIC-20 with no drives. Computers Gazette was my go-to magazine. They were just up in North Carolina. And so we did that, and same. I would type them in all day long, and it would just be gone. Power out, gone. My stepdad get mad, tell me I need to go outside, flips the breaker, gone. Got to go to bed at night, turned it off, gone. You just call you Daz. We could do that, Daz. Very good. Welcome, man. Hope you're having a good Friday or Saturday, wherever you're at in the world. And Tin Lobster is here. What is up, Tin Lobsters? Hey, y'all. Happy Friday. Friday. Woo. Doing it good. 8-Bit Computer Club night's my favorite night of the week. But yeah, then I eventually got the data cassette, and I was able to save and also load up some games. That was a game changer. And then eventually, when I got my Commodore 64, we did get the 1541, which was just as expensive as the whole computer system itself. So I think my dad got that a little later, but that was another game changer. How much faster it was and how much easier it was. So yeah, it was good times. Let's list this out. Let's see what's in our listing here. We're gonna hold down the control so we can kind of go through slowly. I don't even know why I'm doing this. I mean, this is a Compute Gazette disc, and so I'm just gonna load up MN. I think what's common at this time, and I am on drive 8. I'm gonna hit there. I could do a 1 if I was worried about memory location, but I think it's just this menu is just a basic application. I don't think it does anything in the background. We can just hit 1 there, run there. We should get, before attempting to run any programs, please refer to the instructions in the Compute Gazette. And this was something you have to do. I usually pull these up, the magazines as well, and I'll pull those things up. Dad says, my friend had a VIC-20. He had more games than me because it was cheaper. That's a fact. Most of my games were carts on the VIC-20. I don't think I had very many cart games. I think they were all floppy games once I got to the 64. I had like Gorf. I still have Gorf on the VIC-20. Dad is also fighting over the 19-inch TV in the living room to use my Commodore 64 instead of other family members watching TV. Yep, my dad eventually got me a 13-inch Gold Star TV so I could have it on my own. Yes, I had a 13 as well in my room. That's what size most of us had, I believe, in our rooms, right? If you had one. I felt very fortunate I was growing up, I had a computer in my room. Now, this is well before the internet. So, I mean, having a computer in your room was like asking if you could have a calculator in your room. There was no such thing as, I guess you could, but I didn't have a modem or anything. So there was no accessing BBSs or anything like that. So my parents were fine with me, just farting around with a computer in my own room behind closed doors, right? Captain says in Canada we called them 14-inch TV, same TV, just how they measured the tube. Yeah, we measured them diagonally, right? Did you guys measure them in a different way? Did you measure the curvature or something? Because we picked a point here and a point here at each corner and said that's the distance, right? So would you get your mom's your cloth tape out and get the and get the curvature on there? Axel says, always found it funny that in Germany, the VIC-20 was called a VC-20 because it was a swear word. Oh, that's hilarious. I actually like how VC-20 sounds, though. That sounds pretty good. They measured the whole tube. U.S. measured viewable area. Okay, that makes sense because around the edges on the tubes. Can I just complain for just 1 second? I have a local place. This is a thrift store, and I love the thrift store. But lately, I don't know if somebody in the back who is receiving the items, or if when the items are dropped off and they're left outside before they're brought in and processed, if this is happening. But someone is cutting off the cords on the the smaller, like the 13-inch TVs and stuff, and the 14-inch TVs, and then they put them out, for people to pick up if they want them. And I'm like, if they cut the cords off, just throw them away. Just throw them away. I mean, if there's no point. Yeah, that's why I'm curious. I'm curious, but they're scrapping the wire. I mean, it's like it couldn't be more than 2 cents, right? It couldn't be more than 2 cents. So I'm like, don't do that. If you're going to do that, just throw it away. Because if I pick up a TV, this is what I usually would do. I would go by. They just throw it up there. They would put it out there for anybody to pick up. Because people drop them off and it's like, okay. And instead of them taking to the dump, I would go by, I would pick them up, I would bring them home, I would test them. If they were worth keeping, I would keep them. If not, I would take them to the trash. So I helped them out by taking those things to the trash. A penny is worth 3 to 4 cents, says Captain Kipper, if it's in copper. But that's fine. But the point is, just throw the TV away then. If you want to steal if you're going to steal the cable and you're going to steal the cable, just throw the TV away, because this is what happens. No one who's interested in a CRT is the first thing you have to do. If you're interested in a free CRT, the first thing you have to do is plug it in and make sure it works. If you can't plug it in and make sure it works, what you have to do next is you have to go, how do I make it work? Well, in order to make it work, they always cut it all the way down to the stem. So you got to open this thing. If you got to open it and work on the electronics, you're going to have to discharge the tube because it's a capacitor. Probably not charged up, but could be. So you got to risk your life to discharge the capacitor to just even test it, because after you do that, then you have to solder on a power cable and then plug it in. No one is going through all of that just to test to see if it's going to work. Just if you're going to cut the cable, you want the 3 to 5 cents, cut the cable, take the 3 to 5 cents, take the rest of it to the freaking dump. Just don't even do it. Just don't even do it. I mean, if you want the 3 or 4 cents, just go, hey, Brian, we found a TV. You want to come give us $1? I will 100 times your, I'll give you $5, 100 times you, the profit you would have made off the stupid ass cable. I would pay $5 just to test it. Right? So, I mean, no sense. None. It just makes me so mad. Yeah, TVs have detachable cores now. Yeah, they did back then. Yeah, Brian Rant, you're welcome. Like I said, if you are someone who works in a thrift store environment where you're recycling or trying to, process things, listen to me. If you have a TV and you feel like you can make a little bit of profit for the company or whatever, I don't care, by cutting the cord and selling the copper, just throw the TV away. It is useless. It is 100% useless. No one is going to go to the effort of risking their lives on, doing all of that just to see if it even works. No one's doing that. All right. So just throw it away. It's done. Here's my 5 cents. I got my 5 cents. Woo! I'm done. I'm done. Thank you for listening to Brian's Rants of the 8-Bit Computer Club. Welcome in. Brian's got some oil defense. Oh, that's it. That made me thirsty. That guy got so ranty, it made me thirsty. All right. Seriously, I would pay $5 for, if any TV that comes into my local thrift store, I would pay $5 just to look at it. I would say, hey, look, I'll give you $5. If it works, I'll take it. If not, I'll take it to the dump. Here's $5. Don't worry about it. Whatever. Oh, Tim Lobster says, what you drinking? So I don't want to know. Okay, so here, look, I don't support drinking if you're not of age or whatever. So, but someone did bring us a Cutwater lime margarita, and it is 12% alcohol by volume. So, I'm not going to get loopy or nothing like that, but just sipping something, just sipping it. It's pretty decent. Yeah, I'm not like a big drinker or anything. Every once in a while I'll drink a little small something, but I'm not a big drinker. But yeah, I know 12. Did I say 12%? Is that what I said? I said 12%. I think I meant 1.2. Is that what I meant? Or what did this say? Let me see. Oh no, it is 12.5. Oh my gosh, yes. So 12.5% alcohol by volume. Yeah. So I will sip that. Brian's gonna end up with a tattoo of a Mexican cutie, says Cam Kipper. Very it is a lot. I didn't realize it until you guys wrote it back to me, and I'm like, what? Wait a minute. Yeah, that is a lot. Tim Larp says, not a drinker myself, but I know you like to experiment with various soda flavors. Yeah. Somebody just gave us this, and so I'm like, yeah, I was like, yeah, why not? Yeah, the germ is right. Those Cutwaters, I've never had one, are good but strong. Yeah, I've never had one before, so I guess I'm glad you guys repeated that back to me, so I would know not to just guzzle it. Dad says, have you ever listened to the podcast Floppy Days? I have. I love Floppy Days. They had a Steve Wozniak interview the other day. It was awesome. I haven't watched the latest ones, but that's great. I do love the Woz. I do love the Woz at the Wazoo. Capgiver says 6 U.S. beers. Oh my God! All right, now, God, that's just going to show you how much I don't drink. So yeah. Dad says I'm having a twisted tea, tropical peach. Very good. Now you're basically drinking wine at that. Yeah. I love me a glass of red wine too, so that's really good. It's only 8%. Yeah. All right. Well, I guess. Yeah. I guess I read it, but it didn't hit. Cab Kipper says, well, I wanted one of my Mountain Dew Zeros, but they were all gone, and there was nothing in the refrigerator. And I've been doing a lot of water, and I was like, just want something different. And I'm like, oh, we never did drink any of these, and they've been in here forever. I'm like, I'll just crack one open to see what it's like. It's Friday night where I gotta be. Yeah, I do love the Waz up the wazoo. He's great. Must have actual tequila in it. Probably does. All right, so here we go. All right, so let's get back to the Computers Gazette and not my alcohol problem. We got this was the what did I say it was, issue 54 or something like I said. Anyway, it's the March 1988. Tin Larp says, let's get loose, y'all. It's the end of the month. Let's get loose. I gotta get in travel shape. Yeah, 58. I think that's what I said, Captain Kipper. Monkey says, I just want something different, something that's 12% alcohol different. Only the opposite of water. I want something that's going to dehydrate me, take my water away. Dang it, Barney. Barney took my last bottle of Cactus Cola. Dang it, Barney. Thomas says, I've tried a mojito one last time. I was, oh, did you? Yeah. Yeah, I like mojitos. A little sweet for me sometimes, but they're pretty good. Audra went and she's got, we'll have stories later. We'll come back to that later. Special offer for Compute. ML Cloner, machine language cloner. Don't know what that does. We've got the GOS column, directory printing. If you're not familiar with the GOS, we played around with that sometimes. But basically music is what I was wanting to look at here. We'll look at some of the other software too, but basically music. I wanted to explore a little bit on the SID side, because that is something that I need to get to next. This uses the number system F1. Some of the earlier discs use like the F1 and stuff, but this actually uses a number system. So we're going to load up 7 here, and you may be curious, what is basically music? Well, I did look at it the other day on my Commodore 128 that I keep in the cozy corner, my 8-bit cozy corner, which is getting cozy, by the way. Oh my God. I told you, warning, flashing lights and some jump scares. All right, so I'm going to turn that down just a little bit. Dad says, bet for Elise sounds good on the set. We're going to definitely listen to that. Tim Lauscher says, when I do drink, I do enjoy the mules. Yeah, like if I'm going to drink, especially if it's going to be a beer, I'm going to drink something this hearty and stout. Ear busting Brian in the house. That's right. No one told me. It's up. It's right there, Tonda. It says right there. Terrifying. By the way, if you're not following my good friend, shout out to Tonda Gasa. Tonda Gasa is a great friend and retro streamer in that order. And just a really cool dude. Let me drink some more, and I can. All right, let me see if I can get some bro love going here. I love Tonda. I love him so much. He's so beautiful. But yeah, do follow Tonda Gasa. He streams throughout the week. Now I really gotta get caught up on the schedule, but he streams his bigger streams on the weekends on Saturday and Sunday. I can't wait. We'll definitely get some drinks and play some pinball and some stuff. We're gonna do all that. Dad says, had music construction set back in the day on the Commodore 64. That's another one I want to load up, is the music construction set. So I love that emoji, Tin Lobster. So look over there. It's basically music version 1. So you may think, oh, nothing's changed, but look, everything has changed. Compute's 1988's basically music. So what do you do here? Well, if you popped up the article like I have, I want to say you can do. I'm pulling this off my top of my head, but I believe it's like if you were to do. It's really good at chords. So this command goes muse, M-U-S, and then I want to say you can, this first entry here is the first voice channel, and then you can skip the second voice channel if you wanted to, and the third voice channel. And I want to say that the last number is maybe the sustain. Okay, so that's how that works. So you can start constructing something here. So you can basically program music. You could imagine doing like a line 10, you know, and then a 20, and you kind of just build your little structure up. Maybe you make a chorus, and you know, you run through the structure, and then you do a go-to loop, and you go back to the structure, and you go it. So this is essentially writing in a basic form like you would be used to with your basic and doing music. So we could do something that would sound like, you know, that would be a complement to it. So if you said C4, I put C4 in there. So then if you went G4, if you know how if you ever work on a keyboard much, then we go to G4, right? That's going to keep it from sounding discordant. You're gonna skip one, so you have a little harmony, right? C4, G4, and then let's see. Let's just do that. So we're gonna go from doing one voice channel. Now we'll do two. We'll keep this. I'm trying to remember, like, if we want to make a eighth of a note, is it 8? I think there's some different math involved. Let me check here. Let's see. Okay, so as you can hear, there's a difference, right? You can hear we're now hitting two different keys, and we're using two different voices. We can't at the same time put two different keys in on the same channel, right? On the same voice, right? That you wouldn't be able to do that. But are you kind of seeing how you can kind of construct something? So we could go like, and you can kind of go back and forth a little bit. Let's see. So wait. Come on, Brian. Come on, Brian. You can do it. I believe in you. So this time, let's do, oh my gosh. Let's do an A4, a C4. See, I gotta put that C4 in there. It makes me laugh. It makes me laugh every time. I can't help it. We skip the D. Skip the D. You don't want to skip the D, but we're going to skip the D. So now we're going to use all 3 voice channels, right? Bing. There you go, right? Yeah, so is there a command? There's not a command, Tin Lobster, but that's what you're doing. You can program lines. So if we were to go up here and we were to do like an ooh, you gotta hit the other buttons there. Oh boy. All right. So let's say we were to do an insert here, boop, boop, and we said 10, and then we were to say, oh my gosh, Shift, Brian, going from modern keyboards all week programming and then popping on to your Commodore 64. It can be a bit much. I'm not sure if you can set like the note length every time or something, but I want to say you can. So let's just do this. Let's make it easier on ourselves. So we've keyed in line 10, right? We've done that. We've hit enter. It is in our memory now, and we go back up here and go to 20, and then we could move ourselves up the keyboard, right? We could so we ace. So then E4. And let's just say we skip that last one, and now we can run, right? Run. I promise you've only taken like 2 sips of this drink. Bum, bum, and then we could go back, and we could actually go back to 30. We could make that so it repeats back down to it, so we can go blink, blink, blink like that. So now we got like so yeah, so we're making music the basic way. Yeah, you see where I'm going with it now? Yeah, you can auto generate. You could create some loops, right? You could increment it. You could increment. You could say like, I want to go A B C D E, E F G, and you could do a 4 loop, right? 4L, 4-1, wherever. You could just 4L, 4-1, 4I. Yeah, 40 go to 10. So yeah, we could do that. We could loop it over. We really want to drive ourselves crazy, we can just do that. We can we can list our program here, right? Well, hit that wrong line. So we could make 40 go to 10, right? Go to 10. Oh my gosh, I think part of the problem is I'm typing kind of high because the Commodore 64 is up above my usual typing area, and I'm like leaning oddly, and that's just an excuse. If I was more adept, I could do it. You can do that over and over again. Somebody says, "Would you, God, would you please stop that?" Oh no! Oh no! I forgot. When you run that, you have to close it out. So you have to close it out. So okay, so that's just gonna go on. And if there's an end, you have to tell it to end, and you can actually there's an opening command that will, instead of outputting it to the SID, it will output data. This is where it's important. It will output data files. So it'll output those machine language data files to a file, so you can use it. So then you could put it in a program, so you could write it out in BASIC, like how you think you'd want it. And then you could dump that to a data. So remember how those you were talking about, Daz, typing in all those type-in programs and stuff, and you would end up in those little data areas. But yeah. Oh, hi, Before Tank Girl. What's up? And now for Wonderwall. Now I get, oh my gosh, how do you stop it? Why will it? There it is. Whew. I just wasn't doing the right stuff. You got the right stuff, baby. BEDC. All right, let's get a BEDC then going on too. And what are these, octaves maybe? Is that how you would say that? What is the fours and stuff? I can't remember the exact. Let's get rid of that last line so we don't run loops again. Hey. There you go. Yeah, so the numbers are the octaves. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. Right, so you want to go, you'd be further up the keyboard or further down the keyboard. Make it a little deeper. I'm assuming four is a higher number. How did I get choked? Remember that time Brian almost died on screen? So let's start I'm assuming this is further down the keyboard. Yeah. So lower is lower, like you would expect. So the sustain, there are things you can do for sustain, Captain Kipper. You can do some envelope things, but that's outside the scope of what I've done so far. Axe says, great if you want to write basic games with easy music. Yeah, you could just include this in your basic program that you're doing, or like I said, there is also a machine language level where you can export it into data files too. So you could actually use it in other instances, because it'll create those data lines you need. Conspiraco says, I'll never judge bad 8-bit music again. Zoe says, hey Brian, random question. If you have room in my suitcase, would you like this flappy ear hat? So I never. Yes, man. Throw that in there. Tie it to the end of the Tom Baker Doctor Who scarf, and we will have it on screen. Absolutely. Daz says, what's the name of this program again? This was, so Daz, for a little context, I'll go ahead and tell you right up front. Computes Gazette, issue 58. If you look for the disc collection of Computes Gazette on archive, you won't have to type it in. It's a D64 file, so you can load it up like a floppy drive, however you're emulating Commodore 64, or you can write your own floppy disk like I did. Now, it is called Basically Music, I believe what it's called, Basically Music. So the quest that I'm on is to say, what if my 12-year-old self had been sophisticated enough to use the resources at hand, which was I had a subscription to Computes Gazette at the time. Could I develop some games based on the resources? Because there's no computer stores near me. I lived in the middle of nowhere, and so I'm kind of exploring that. But yeah, I think it's called Basically Music. It's either Basically Music or Musically Basic. No, I'm pretty sure it's Basic Music. Let's take a look at this issue of Compute's Gazette and look at the article. This is unfortunately, I have like around, I want to say I have around maybe 20 plus Compute's Gazettes, and every one of the ones that I have are not the ones that I'm looking for. And what I mean by that is the software that I've been looking for when I go to, and well, I'll show you that too. There's a great little search engine that allows you to search for articles in different 8-bit computer magazines. And so, oh, look at this. Daz knows. Oh yeah, Daz wrote us something already. Oh, that's the, oh, look at that. So, oh, you guys know, oh, look at that. Look at that. Tolbert is saying D4, E4, C4. All right. So you play that in line, right? So we could go, oh, once again, I'm typing the wrong one. So let's do what Tolbert is saying here. Let's say D4, and we're going to then blank out these. We're just going to do it on a single voice, right? And we're going to go with that. I don't know if that's right or not. And then we're going to go with 20. And what was it at 20? It was, this is Dr. Tolbert giving us the close encounters here. So now we're going to go E4, right? And then we're going to go 30. And we're going to say that is C4. Makes me laugh every time. And then we're going to go 40. And we're going to go C3. So we're going to head down the keyboard, or to the left of the keyboard. And then we're going to go 50. And we're going to, so if you played a keyboard before, this may actually be a really good way for you to kind of write this kind of stuff, right? If you can kind of get your head around a little bit of basic. Hey, there you go. There we go. Look at it. Yeah. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Daz trying to get the separation on the lines. Yep. Captain says, I have one magazine from 80s I managed to keep, Computes number 48. I may have that one. I have some Computes as well, and that was just the general ones. But all right, let's see here. I know Daz is giving us something here, so let's try this next one. We'll start at line 100, right? Let's try it 100, and we'll I'm not sure which one was your first one there. Okay, so probably A4, and then we will comma, chameleon, you come and go. We're going to do it at a 4. Hopefully that'll be right. Let's see. I think we actually need 1, 2, and yeah, you're right. So it is that many right there. And then we'll go with 120. It's a A4. Wait, did I get that right? 10. G4. Let me see. List 100. Is it through? Is that how that works? Yeah. Okay. Let me make sure I'm getting this right. Daz, I think you said G4 and then A4. So let me make sure I get this right. We'll start at 110 right there, and we'll start at G4, and then we'll go to 130, which is an F4. And then we will go to 140, which is F3. All right, let's see if we can get this. And then we're going to go with a 50, which is going to be a C4. I'll laugh every time, like I said, C4. And then the 8, or the 160. We're going to go XXX. Okay, is that like a sustain? Maybe that's a sustain. So you must have, yeah, I remember there being something for the X. I just can't remember what it is. And then is that an eighth of a note, or is it the 4th and 8th like you would assume, or is it something else? And then go to 10. Okay, so, and then we're actually going to go to 110, right? Because we shifted ourselves a little bit so we can keep both of them in there. And let's list this out. We can get rid of 100 because we don't need that. And then we can run 110 through. Let's see, will that work? Oh, there you go. There you go, too. Is that the same thing though? Made it 120, not 130. Okay. Oh, look at that. I made a typo. What? What Daz? What Daz? I made a typo. Which one did I make it on it? Oh, made it 120. Let me see. What did I do? Where's my typo at? G4, F4, F3, 130. Oh, I didn't do a 130. What was 130? What was 130? I just totally missed it, right? Can you use variables? Absolutely. Actually, anything you could do in BASIC. The only difference is added this some of these muse commands, right? It's just added a couple of things on top of BASIC. It really hasn't taken away anything from BASIC. So anything you can use in BASIC, you can use here as well. Let's see, 130. Which one was that? 130 F4 was the 130. And it should have been A4 on the. Okay, so I messed that up. So it should have been A4 here. And then F4 here. Let me make sure. And then let's look over it again. And you guys tell me if that is what it's supposed to look like. Is that what it's supposed to look like? Go G4, A4, F4, F3, C4, some type of delay. I'm assuming some type of delay, and then go to 10. Is that right? We'll find out in a second. Meanwhile, I'll get this pulled up over here. Yep, got it. All right, so let's run this. We're gonna run it again. Run 110 and through, right? How perfect, right? How perfect. We're back in Spielberg is back at the theater, doing us some more science fiction, and I can't wait to see Disclosure Day. I don't know if it's the hype yet or not, but I've heard some say, I've seen some articles written that is some of the best he's done in over a decade, which is pretty good because he had that Bridge of Spies, I think. How old is that? I think that's in the last 10 years, right? But I've always loved sci-fi. Spielberg is one of my favorites, especially when it is, kind of human interest related. So we did okay, so we could do an end instead. Yes, so you were earlier. We could write this as well, but we did a loop. Okay. Axel says it's only film that has actually got me to want to go to the cinema again. It's been ages, yeah. Bridge of Spies right outside the 10 years. So I guess that was the point in the article, probably, is like, excluding Bridge of Spies. It's the best. Has he done much of anything else? I know he's done a lot of producing, but has he actually been like he directed this one, right? Has he directed any since then? I'm unsure. Anik, is that how you say it? I'm not sure. So thank you. Welcome in. Oh, hi. Yeah, that's right. And you could do a 4i equals 1 to whatever. Yeah, we could Doctor, we could really get into programming this basic. And then according to the article, like I said, not only could you just include it in a basic program, you could also output it to machine language, from what I understand, if I read the article correctly, which would be good, because then you could load that up. You could use it as a resource file for a machine language type game, right? So very basic, especially if you're having trouble wrapping your head around like the heavier parts of the attack. Was it ADSR? Is that right? Attack, decay, sustain, release. Is that right? I think that's right. So if you're having trouble getting your head around, like the envelope and where how all of it works in the SID and how you make a note, because making a note can actually be kind of difficult if you're trying to poke your way through, right? Tauber says, could you tape drive record audio? Absolutely, you could. Yeah, I could output it to the. I'm sure I could figure out a way, even if I have to. I don't know what benefit it would be, but you could. I'm sure you could do it, because it's just an audio cassette most times, right? And all it's doing on the backside is just If you're not familiar with how data cassettes work, if you've ever listened to one, it's got the high and low notes, and it's essentially the same idea is how other feeding the program in is just a matter of going, the note is high, it's a 1, the note is low, it's a 0. It's not necessarily that, but it's kind of that idea. So as it goes through it reads all that in is by it's the analog device that's sending noises and then being read as ones or zeros and just being fed into that buffer until it makes a program. Oh my God, am I? Who did he 7 says, "Hey, don't curse at us." I am a bit of a 8-bit computer nerd. I just realized that. Am I a little bit embarrassed? No, I'm proud. Axel says I bought a box that split the audio from the HDMI, so technically you could send that to a tape player. Yeah, that's not a bad idea too. I definitely could totally do that. All right, let's get to Archive, Computes, Gazette, Magazine, issue 58. Oh, you know what? Actually, I'm going to show you guys a trick. If I can find it. I do. Okay, so here, look at this. This is super important. If you're going down the same journey hole that I am, so let's say you're like, I was young when I was doing the 8-bit computing, and magazines were my go-to resource because, like Brian, I lived in the middle of nowhere, right? So if you go to the 8-bit magazine index, look that up. The direct-to-directs can be kind of difficult because they've made some permalinks and things, but I'll try to include a direct link down at the bottom, especially on the YouTube video that is the long-term archive we do. But if you do look for the 8-bit magazine index, you'll probably come across this. And so as you can see, previously I looked at this and I looked for Sprite Magic, and you can define the magazines as well and be very specific. I have some Ahoy, right? I have some Commodore magazines as well. I have some Compute magazines, and I have some Computes Gazette. I do not believe I have. Oh, I do have one Run magazine, but maybe some of these magazines are ones you're familiar with. But you can leave all magazines open. You can search for something simple as basic music. Let's see what this gives us. Beginner's Corner, teaching music with kids. Vic Creations, beginner basic. That may be too much information. What did I call it? Was music, basic musical music, basically music. They were clever with the name. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for being clever with your name. All right, so basically music. Oh, did I spell it wrong? I did. Basically. Oh, it's kind of just one key off. Let's see. Compute issue 2. Vic Music, right? Beginner's Corner. Vic Creations. Beginner Basic. It's going to be here somewhere. Oh, I know. I'm also getting all these other magazines. I probably should just keep it Computes Gazette because I know that's what I'm looking for. Vic Music Writer. Let's Beginner Corner. Teach music with computers. Vic Creations. More of that. That note. 64 Music Maker. Might look at this one as well. Issue 29. Why is this one so hard to find? Because I know mastering. What? Oh, look at this. It's like the last one. It's like the last one. Let's see. Yeah, it's the very last one. Computes Gazette. And then if you view the article, it will take you to. Oh, I didn't think about that, Captain Kipper. That was probably a good point. Let's see, machine. Let's break it down to the 64, which it was. Get some of those VIC 20s out of there. Yeah, there we go. Now it's a one-pager. There we go. Before Tango, how's your Friday night going? How are you doing? Daz has had a subscription to the new Computes magazine, a bit pricey, $12.99 a month. Yep, me too. I don't know if you got your latest one in or not, but I subscribe both to the digital and the print version. $12.95 a month. I think you get a little break on that too when you order it by year, right? I think you do. I don't know. Am I paying $12.95? I don't know. Magazines are $12.95 no matter where you go. Yeah. Oh, you still working on that? Been trying to convince the publisher. Maybe I don't get a discount then. Before Tango says, doing okay. AC is still out. Ugh, get it replaced Tuesday. Gonna be sweating it out until then. But then you don't have to worry about it because then you'll be coming intertacular. You can get hotel coolness. All right. Well, look at this. There's super synth too. There's like there's some other cool musical stuff here. But yeah, go to 8-Bit Magazine Index. Really helps a lot when you're trying to find that magazine that really does stuff. Plus, it kind of breaks down stuff too. Type in basic machine language hybrid. Gives you a little rundown of what it is. It adds 17 commands to the control of the SID chip. But if you want to go to your view article here, I'll take you directly to not only the magazine issue, it will take you to the freaking page that it is on, right? So I always go to one page view, right? Got your Commodore printer. Oh, we need to look at that too. We need to look at our printer tonight too before we. What time we got? We doing okay? We're still doing good on time. We're doing good on time. So basically, music, a complete composition tool for the Commodore 64. Oh, you can get into this mode too. I forgot about this. This is this is a mode. Basically, offers a wide range of features, including a sound editing screen. So we've written the program, and now we can actually look at our program. Let's see here. Where's the command for that? There is a specific command for bringing up this screen, but it explains what you're supposed to do here, right? Like we did. Typing music, your C4, and here's the duration. Yeah, 1 note in duration. Does it say what the duration information is? Oh, it's down here probably. Music, attack. So you can do all of this stuff. So you can add your attack, your decay, your sustain, your release. You can do the voice number. You can sync to voice number, right? So you can do everything you can do in other applications. You just write it in BASIC. And once you do, like I said, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, here's the envelope. This is how this works. Here's your attack. There's your peak attack. You hit your high here, and then you kind of roll back down. That's the decay part. So you could, just like a real note, boom, hits really hard, and then it kind of comes down and it kind of sustains for the longest part, and then it slowly starts to release. Right? ADSR, that's right. That's how that works. If you ever, when I say envelope, that's kind of stuff I'm talking about. Boom, you hit that, comes down, sustains on a level. Just think about somebody hitting on a key like a piano. And get that first and that strike first hits, it's boom, and it hits kind of high, and then it comes down and sustains that note that you want, and then it just kind of drops off, right? That's right. Rocking my Casio VL tone. Yeah. Oh, they just offer it month to month. Yeah, I did. Yeah. I'm not surprised. I was so excited that it existed. It did whatever. All right. So yeah, but this whole thing, look at this. You got your ring stuff and your sync and everything. You got everything you could want to do in this basic. Oh, you can start off too. You can just go ahead and you can tell it what key to go in. So look at that. You can also hit it. You can set the key to begin with. So this is much more attuned to someone who is maybe a little musically inclined, but maybe not really well versed in some of the deeper parts of digital production on a SID chip, but has learned like basic language. This probably would make a lot of sense to them, which is probably a lot of the people who were doing this at the time, right? Really kind of hitting those very specific people. So you can compiler song. You can include in a subroutine in your own basic program for even more flexibility. So I guess you can include this in the basic. Hey, Lynn80, welcome. Thank you so much. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good Friday, Saturday, wherever in the world you are. But I also want to say that you could output it to data files too. Am I just imagining that? Was I just dreaming that? Totally possible. So maybe this is just for basic. But you know what? You can hybrid system in basic. So I mean, you can do all that stuff. This is according to what you're doing, I suppose. Here's the sound editor. Okay, so that you just type in screen at the top of your program. So let's go back to our dun dun dun. Let's go back to that, and we are going to add a line 100 back in here, and we are going to tell it to go to screen. So this time we're going to visually go ahead and type in 170 as in, so it doesn't loop through. Instead of going back to 110. And now if we run 100 through, we should get this. There you go. So now we've taken our program. We got a visual representation of our music. And you can then create, you can do different things. You can then adjust your attack and decay. I don't know if this is, I don't think this will write back into your program, but it will give you an idea of what you may want to do. Is it space to play it again? No, it is not. So see I'm typing. It's turned the characters into those things. So we just hit a run, stop, restore, and we'll list this again 100 through. Oh, just kind of slightly different than it is on the other one. But yeah, is that not pretty cool, Daz? Is that pretty cool? Yeah, look at that. I mean, and you can kind of, yeah. So I mean, this is a really cool program. You could type in, or if you were subscribed to the magazine and disc, which you could be, you could just do that. So pretty darn cool. So it says F1, move the parameter pointer. So we can do that, I believe. Am I not hitting the right buttons? Or maybe I needed to do it while it was still running, because it's actually, yeah, I think it's already finished it. So yeah, lost. Boy, don't I know it. I think I would have to hit those things while it was actually running. So I guess for probably a longer song, maybe. Yeah, see how I was able to adjust through. So if we were to put this on loop and you didn't feel like you wanted to drive yourself insane, if you wrote a longer composition, and then did, if we did do this 180, is go to you want to go to 110. You wouldn't want to keep relaunching the I did that wrong. There we go. And now you don't want 180. Get rid of that. So then if we were to run it, it would loop. We're going to try not to drive ourselves crazy. Okay, so it eventually made it to where it was supposed to. But let's see. Let's just run 100 through instead of that first bit. Oh, okay. So maybe did I not do? Let me look at my program again. Maybe I made a typo there. Oh, maybe the go-to does something interesting. Okay. Unsure what I did there, but that's okay. That's okay. I can't break out of it for some reason. I probably typoed myself right into a corner. That happens sometimes, but that's okay. That's okay. Happy little accidents. Happy little accidents. Let's see. It ain't letting me do nothing. Ain't letting me do nothing. I'm about to hit a Q. How about a Q for exit? How about back? No. How about run, stop? Oh, there it went. I had enough things and it finally did that. Go to 110. I don't know. Anyway, we'll figure that part out. Dad says, are you slowing it down on purpose? I am not slowing it down on purpose. Is that not a quarter note? Let's see. Yeah, Perky software is the best. Let's try it again. Okay, it does stop after that first loop. I'm not sure what it's getting broke into there. I'm not sure because I've gone into screen. Go to 110. What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? It's going to be such a simple, stupid thing. 170, go to 110. I don't know. Maybe it's because of the screen mode doesn't like it when you go back there. Anyway, I'm sure I'm not doing something right. But there you go. That's how you can do that. That's how you do that. Is that 160? It is. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be putting a pause, I believe, between the playing, right? So it's supposed to go. I'm not. Oh, what is it? It's in the program somewhere. I've actually read that somewhere. But this thing's actually pretty. I mean, fairly robust. It's a pretty unique idea to add functionality to BASIC to allow you to create your own music and kind of write it in a way that would make sense to somebody who has, maybe a little bit of music experience, to kind of make some stuff. To hear your song, reset the computer by typing system 6473, load file name, poke, blah, blah, blah. Some memory stuff you got to think about. You need to transpose a song up or down. You'll appreciate the shift command. Oh, okay. What does that mean? I don't know. Let's try it. Let's just try run. Start all the way at the top. Yeah, I don't know, but we'll figure it out. Yeah, that's right. Actually, this is what 80 software had 1,000-page manuals to use it. But man, I love that kind of crap. Is that not really kind of cool though? I can imagine if you spend a few days or weeks developing this program, you get pretty. Oh yeah, dude, totally. I mean, really. I mean, you could definitely write some stuff pretty quickly. So that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool. And if I decided that I wanted to keep Lemonade Stand, which is the game I'm writing, if I decided that I wanted to prototype it in BASIC before I really went and did it in assembly. Which is what I'm planning on doing, even though I don't know if it really needs to be that efficient or not, because the plans I have, I don't know if it really needs anything more than BASIC. We'll have to see. But if I'm wanting to prototype a little bit of it, I could definitely do it in BASIC, because the sprite editor I'm using definitely allows me to dump Sprite Magic, which is another Compute Gazette's type-in program from issue 50. Let me see. Do I have that one? Well, I tell you what, I know I have it because I have that's number 48. I mean 58, excuse me. And I know I put Sprite Magic on a disc. All right. Computes Gazette, May to August, Sprite Magic. So number 50 was a great issue for sprite editing tools, including like sprite stamps and different things, and way cool. So let's do a new, so we can clear everything out. We could have saved that, but yeah, all right. We can type that back in. I'll go back in through. And like I said, when you're doing these Computes Gazette, usually a short key was MN. Of course, it should be the first application on the disk for the menu launch, but not always. And let's see if okay, so it did not like that. So let's go back to our what we know. Okay. And that'll definitely work. And then we'll run this. Ax says it's cool. I feel for the people who typed it out in hex. It must have been amazing. And it worked. Yeah, when it worked for the first time, right? Daz says, remember going to the computer store and buying 300-page books about a specific piece of software for like $50? Yeah. I was just actually in Barnes and Noble's the week before last, and they did have a computer section. And I was looking through it, and I was like, man, I missed this. Let's go into Sprite Magic. In Sprite Magic, we can use our Atari 2600 wireless controller, right? It was a CX50, CX40. What do they call these things? I think it's CX40. But here's your, I don't know if you can really tell or not, but there's 3 columns of areas that you can write into, right? And we looked at this before, and you can do high resolution, single color sprites, and you can just draw them here. I can just hit my little key thing here, and I can just start drawing, making things. We even found out that there's some add-ons in this issue that allows us to create multiple sprites that can work in conjunction, right? So that's pretty cool. That's pretty neat, right? Toilet. It's a turlet. It's a turlet. Welcome to the turlet. Welcome to the turlet. Welcome to the turlet. It's a happy turlet. It's a happy turlet. If we're gonna do that, let's make that tank a little bit larger, right? We gotta do that. Gotta give it a little thing here, gotta give it a little lid here, gotta at least go at least that many, right? Whoop, derp. Should have done that like that, and then boop. Now we got that, and then we got a little handle back here, right? Boom, turlet man. This could also work as a character. It would. It's actually good catch, Daz. The author of the Sprite Magic actually wrote a character editor before this that is essentially uses the same code base. And I don't know if it uses the same code base, but it was he was already writing in this style of program, and so this shares a lot with that. Ron says, "How much has Brian drunk so far?" This thing is still really heavy. I might have, maybe that much. I'm sipping it. Not half a can. Come on, Daz. Come on. right about there. Just sipping it. Snogpitch says, "I got the 7800 plus wireless pad on my Commodore on my chicken lips." Says Snogpitch. What's going on, Snogpitch? Ron says, "Oh, on the third can. Yeah, sure, Jan." But yeah, so yeah, look at that. We got that. We got the things. So where was I going with that? I forget. We never printed anything though. Let's get into. We haven't even talked about the thing I was most excited about. We haven't even talked about it. So recently I got a Commodore 128 bundle, and in that bundle, thank you, Sergey, by the way, we had off marketplace. We got this floppy drives here, and then we have also this MPS 803, this Commodore dot matrix printer. We tried just printing with it, and it was much more pale than this, right? So that ribbon that came with this thing, much probably dried. These are cloth ribbons, right? Closer to something like you would see on a typewriter, and so it's pretty much dried out, but it would show a little bit. Mr. Quithroad. That's what I'm going with. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good Friday, Saturday, wherever in the world you are. And so I read a couple of places that you could use stamp ink. So like, you got your stampers that you would use like a rubber stamp with, right? And you can re-ink those because they're kind of sponges, but they're pretty durable. And so I just tried this one because I thought it looked like it had good reviews. I did have to unfortunately go to Jeff. I had to go to Bezos and say, "Hey man, send me this through Amazon so I can get it in time so I can do it." So I don't like to do that, but I did it this time. And so it worked really well in my opinion. As you can tell, here's a directory listing of one of the things we did. So yeah, I think it turned out pretty well. I had to open this cartridge, and inside is wavy ribbon. If you ever opened an old 8-track cassette or anything like that, or even one of these old ribbons like this, it's just all just bundled up in there. There's no like reel or anything inside here like a cassette. It's just it comes in through this little gear that pushes the ribbon inside, and it just kind of coils up in any way that it can, because it'll stand up straight and it'll come through. So man, talk about working pretty good. I just dropped, I opened this up and I just dropped, ink in different spots and just kind of let it soak in a little bit. I added just a little too much. I was trying to be cautious not to add too much, as I knew that could be a problem, but I did add just the tiniest bit too much. And so what I did is I just took some paper towels, and you can wind these things. So I just pulled it and wiped and pulled and wiped, because it is just stamp ink, and this is cloth, and so it didn't make a really big mess. Not like you would if you have any modern printers. Oh, those ink jets, boy, whew, those things can get messy fast. But so I just put on some gloves I had and was able to do it, and nothing was too wet or anything. It was a little wet, but not too bad, so it didn't take too much. Snogpitch says WD-40 will help dry out ribbons in a pinch. It reflows the ink. I have read that. This was very dry, but yeah, I have had read that as well. Could you rewind those and use the multiple times? Absolutely. So actually, you don't even rewind these days, because there's no. That's the good thing about these not being like a cassette tape. They're not like a cassette tape inside. They're more like an 8-track, where it's just like one long loop. There is no beginning and end. It just rolls over and over again, like you would have on a typewriter. And you have to keep that in mind too when you're looking at these early printers. You may be looking and going, "Oh, I remember these printers," but I always had the the track paper, which is got those the little perforated edges you could tear off, or so you could make banners and stuff. Because the reason why is because we didn't have print feeds like we do in modern printers, where you can lay a stack of papers, right? You don't lay a stack of papers in here and it form feeds it through. Instead, you would load this up like a typewriter, right? So because that's where we're coming from. We were coming from typewriters to printers, and so that was kind of what you had. You had the forever feed, essentially the long feed with the that would have the perforated on the side, and it had the paper that was folded blop 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 like that, and you'd have it in a stack, and it would sit behind the printer, and it would come through, and it would just keep reading, going through, which is way cool for making banners and stuff. And that's where maybe some of our print shop was going to talk about. So that was kind of cool back in the day, having that long feed type paper. But yes, so when the first couple of times I was like, what the hell am I doing? Because I was like, I think you can do single feed, but I don't understand how. So you got your little release over here, more like you would have like on a typewriter. You pull that piece of paper out, get a little closer look there. There's the listing, right? I think that looks pretty. Look how consistent that is. I mean, to me, that looks pretty good. Yeah, tractor feed also kept the paper running straight through the. Yeah, just kept going. Snogpitch, that's right. Just kept going, man. So I mean, I think that looks pretty darn good. So let's load a blank sheet of paper in here, which I think I put my magazine on top of. I did, and this is a little more, a little more physical, a little more hands-on, right? You don't just drop a stack of papers in. Seven Castle Forest. I see printer paper on Twitch. I follow my needs are simple. Right? Seven Castle Forest, what's up? Welcome, man. I hope you're having a good Friday, Saturday, wherever in the world you are. But you can't, I don't know how well you can see it, but if you look in the back, what we got here? We got it. All right, anonymous gifter gave out 5 community subs. Thank you so much, that anonymous gifter. Enjoy your ad-free viewing, MayorMcCheese, who does our MayorMcCheese does our little timestamps. He will let us know where we're doing our demo scene stuff. The Germ, look at that. Litter Era, Mick K, and Tracy Gleave. Enjoy your ad-free viewing for the month and your emojis. All right, so thank you so much, anonymous gifter. Now, like I said, this is more like a typewriter. So you gotta feed this bad boy in the back. There's a couple of lines that shows you where you need to be, and you need to make sure your trap is open over here, and then you just kind of wiggle it in through there, right? And then you kind of have to line it up there. I think my little line is there. I'll know shortly if I didn't do it. because I'll look over here and, there's no, I'm not really messing with margins or anything. So there we go. And we will take a listen. We will take a listen to this old school dot matrix printer here. If you would like to hear the deliciousness it is, I'm going to turn off the filter in just a second when we get prepared, because what we need to do first is we need to get back to where we once belonged. Control X out of this, and we're going to do, let's see, list. That's fine. You know what we're going to do? We're going to just do a new, then we're going to do, not an LS because I'm not in Linux. I'm not in Linux. All right. We're going to go take a look at the menu again. And this is on the 1571. And we're going to do that. And then we're going to, once again, I'm wanting to do the LS. I don't know why. Oh, that's actually a pretty big menu. We may run out of paper if we printed out this menu, but that's fine. Let's see. Is there, do I have a, let's see. Once again, I'm trying to do an LS. Let's see. Can we print any of these paid character set? I wonder what character set is. Let's see. Let's see if there's any applications we can run from here. The list. You know what? Nah, we won't do that. Let's just do. Let's just print it. Let's just print. Let's listen to it. What do you think? What do you think? Let's just listen. So one of the things you can do if you're wanting to, if you're trying to troubleshoot your program, or you're running a sneaker net where you need to print it out and run it to another place, right? And it's like, I need this at another terminal, quick, stat. And so you can open, we're going to open channel 4. It doesn't have to be 4, but we're going to do 4 just because it's simple. And we're going to do device 4, which is what this printer is set for. Most times these were set to 4 or 5. Is it 7? There's a way to do uppercase and lowercase if the character set, if it's supported, but we can just leave it blank. It'll just take the default, which I think Mark Stevenson's, what's up? So we opened up 4.4. So we're basically saying, we got kind of like a buffer 4, and we're going to send everything to there, and we're going to device 4. Now we're going to type a command 4. So that's going to fire that up, and what that does is it sent a ready mark to the printer. Let me see what's the easiest way. You don't have to look at me. I'm gonna bring up the printer there. There we go. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Perfect. So now we've got it so that if whatever we type here, instead of going to the screen, it's going to go to the printer. So if we wanted to do a list of what's on the disk, if we wanted a menu, so like let's say we wanted to include this in with our floppy disk, right? So we would just do a list, and since we're doing this, all right, and you may or may not be able to see it, but what essentially has happened at this point is now it is flashing red. That means that I've ran to the end of my paper, but that's okay because the computer is buffering this, because you'll notice that on the screen over there, I do not have a prompt because it is waiting on me to finish printing. So what are you talking about? A print spooler? What are you talking about? So what do you think you are? You think this is Windows? Come on. So there we already got, right? We got the first part of our listing. We may want to include this in a little book or something with our floppy disk. This sounds like it could be played in a club, and it maybe has been. Maybe we should convert this into that. Let's see. Let me get another piece of paper, and then we'll fire up after this. We'll fire up the print shop, right? I got a magazine that is keeping me from getting to my paper. This is yeah, you just can't. Too bad we can't. Too bad we ain't got some continuous feed paper. I looked at some continuous feed paper. It was very expensive, what I saw. So I usually kind of, if you ever do this in the future, if you wiggle it a little bit, if you wiggle it just a little bit, just like you used to do on the typewriters, it will go in a little better. Because if you try to shove it, it will not work. Now that I've put that in there, I've got the paper loaded in, and now if I just hit my form feed, look at that, and look, it's printing just like you would expect it to. I'll be dadgum. Back in the 80s even, we did know what we were doing. And look at there, it's done. So look at that. So now it is fed through. Now, some of my functions are not available. Like usually I could do like a paper feed, but I can't. The reason why is because it's waiting on instructions over here. So if I close out and I return to my information, returning to my screen instead of my printer, it'll do that, and it will give me a little line feed. And I don't know if you can see it, but if I forward a couple of times, there's my ready command. And so that's kind of how all that worked, man. What do you think? Oh yeah, really? Daz says I still have a couple of boxes of paper in my house. Unused. Mark Stevens said, and disc. Yeah, I know. So many cards back in the day, right? I used to love making, anytime somebody had a birthday, it's like, it's time to get, it's time to make myself a birthday banner. Yeah, the computer paper was possibly thinner. I used to love pulling off the feed. Oh, so much. It was so much fun, Axel. I used to love doing that. Yeah, Snog says last time I tried looking for tractor paper, it was $25 for 5,000 sheet count. Yeah, same. Last time I looked, it was rather expensive, and I was like, I don't know. I'm like, for most of what I'm doing, I think single page is probably what I'm mostly going to be doing. But maybe if I get the print shop, maybe I'll do something else. MayorMcCheese, what's up, MayorMcCheese? There's a celebrity in the house who gets all of our post our demos, gets our links in our YouTube videos for our demos. Also has sent me a 128 and that we occasionally show here on the scene. My wife worked in the back office of Walmart, and up until 10 years ago they still used a 4-foot tall dot matrix tractor feed printer. We had like almost like a plotter size one at where I work at. It was a big giant black box that just like you put like ungodly amounts of lined tractor paper in the bottom of it, and it just went brrr. It was just the greatest thing. Oh yeah, print shop. I made so many banners. Same. So let's get our good friend the print shop loaded up. What do you think? I think it's fine. Now, the MPS 803 is not a supported printer. I think I can use a daisy wheel setting that will allow me to do some things, I think, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Yeah, I use heavier stock paper. I was looking at some heavier stock paper as well. I wasn't sure what weight this thing would do, because I'm just not sure about the rollers. I need to test all that. Oh, Fujitsu made printers, 138 2-column ones. Nice, Captain Kipper. Dr. Tulber says the hospital used to use reams of stuff for billing in lab. That's basically what we're doing it for billing where I work at utilities. Have I used Mavericks as Mark? I have not. Dad says, oh my God, plotters were so cool back in the day. Yes, they are. They're still cool. Cab says, try VIC 1525 mode or MPS 801. They are all the same. So let's see what is supported in this particular version of the print shop that we have. So let's get new in here. Let's do a home clear. Let's get home cleared, right? And let's load up. It's probably PS. If I had to guess what it's going to be, it's probably going to be PS. Yeah. So D64 to disk. This is the Let's see here. We got, I about did it. I about threw that controller right across the room. We are using the real 1571 with the real print shop disc that I have. And hopefully it is still functional. I guess we'll find out soon enough. Monkey Man says, print shop rage quit. That's a fact. That is a fact. Cap says, I have a couple of printer adapters for the Commodore 64 VIC. Connect Centronics printers to IEC serial. Oh, interesting. I have an adapter thing I looked at briefly, and it emulates certain printers and things. I'll have to see exactly what it's capable of. Zoe, I'll see you in a few days. Good night, Zoe. Be safe. Hope you have a good night's sleep. Yeah, PS first thing. So let's just load PS, which I probably should have done to begin with. Or, oh, come on. I hate when I hit the home button. Get out of that. Oh, quit it. What are you doing now? Now you're in like some kind of Q mode. What is that? All right. Let's just see what the asterisk does. Asterisk star. Dylan says, bye. Yeah, I'm in quote mode. Hate getting in quote mode. And I'm like, how do I get out of stupid quote mode? I'm like, oh, yeah. I always forget to. All right, you know what? I'm just going to load PS. I think that's just going to be the way of it. I don't think anything's in memory. I don't think. Of course, I did load the menu system. I might have to do new. I might have to do that. Let's see. No. Make sure it loads into memory where it's supposed to with the 8.1. Is it starting? All right, you know what? Can't stop me. I'll do a full power cycle on you. Then we'll just make sure nothing. Just try an 8. Forget the 1 probably. All right, let's see. Let's just do the 8. Let's not load into a specific location in memory. Let's just let it find its own. That'll work. Yeah, that'll work. All right. For Tanker, were you here when I realized I was out of soft drinks and I was tired of drinking water? And so this was the only thing that was in the refrigerator. And it's a lime margarita, a Cutwater, with somebody had just given us. And like, oh, you'll like these things. And they are delicious. And I said it even when I was looking at it. I was like, oh, 12.5% alcohol by volume. And then when I didn't even, it didn't register. I read it, but it didn't register. And then when somebody said, that's 12.5% alcohol, I was like, yeah, that's 12.5%. I was like, okay, we're sipping. So I've been sipping on that. Let's see. So here's the print shop, baby, by David Balsam and Martin Kahn. Which version is this? I'm not 100% sure, but it'll go right into there. Here's our reference manual. So we can quickly refer to our reference manual, right? Does this say which version it is, perchance? Vortex says you'll be wearing a lampshade on your head by no time. Yeah, I know, right? It's nice to have a box copy of it, but let's see. I don't think will it tell me when this was printed, what version or anything like that? This just says Commodore 64 versions. Graphics for Kaleidoscope were inspired by the following articles from Byte magazine. Oh, interesting. So they do have a Kaleidoscope just for funsies in this, but it was inspired, oh my gosh, from a Byte magazine from August of 1977. What? This was published in 1984. Oh, you got a copy? Yeah, bring another copy. Maybe you're a different version. All right, so we got the greeting cards, the sign, and letterhead. I want to show you something we did, though. This is my favorite mode because this just lets you kind of fart around a little bit. Let's take a look at the setup first, though. So I'll show you what I have available in this particular version of the print shop. Will this run on the... No, I guess this is specific to the Commodore. So it'll run at Epson MX, FX, RX 80 or 100, which I think is that compliant with the Okadata things? I think it is. I do not have a Star Gemini. I do have a Star is it NL10, I think, which I do not think is supported. Okadata Microline 9293. The blue chip. Mansman Mantal, I don't know what that is, and a Panasonic. So I don't have any of these printers. I'm not sure if there's some compatibility that may work with an MPS 803, but I just don't know if it's capable of doing what it needs to do. So and I do have like an adapter that will allow me to connect to the printer and kind of emulate some of that stuff, but I also don't know if any of that'll work. But I do not think we'll be able to do any of that, but we can still fart around with it because we do have a graphics editor and a Screen Magic thing. So let's go into the Screen Magic. This is my favorite one because you can just futz around. You can just futz around. You don't have to print nothing. You can design some stuff, right? And I have already designed something. Oh, so wait. So the print shop had on the flip side of the disc for Commodore. What? Wait a minute. So I do have the flip side. I did. So do I flip it over? How does that? Oh, I forgot. It makes that noise. It makes a noise. What? Wait a minute. So Snog Pitch, you're saying that had on the flip side of the disc for Commodore printers. What? Wait. What? Wait. So what? All right. Let's go. You know what? So how do I do that? Do I just flip it over? I mean, because I definitely know there's two sides to it. So it, like when I'm in setup mode, or do I have to do it like out of setup? So if let's go out of back, right? And then I flip the disc. This would make me so happy if this was it. This would make me so happy. You would have made my night, Snog Pitch, if that was the case. Because I haven't read through the book, and it's probably in the book. All right, so I flipped it. Oh, please place the print shop. Okay, back in the drive. Okay, so do I just need to load it from side two? Boot to the second side. Okay, so we're gonna boot from it. Okay, so let's get that out of there. We're gonna see if we can. Let's see. Well, let me get out of this. You can't stop me. I will literally restart you. I will power cycle you, baby. Oh, we got Captain Kipper says got a whole bunch of stuff because these printers are working exactly the same way. There is no setup feature in the print shop main menu. Moreover, since your setup is wait, there's so much information. All right, let me okay, so I flipped it over. All right, so let's see. Run. Oh, I've gotten so excited that I don't know what to do. So let me make sure I'm on the flip side. I'm on the flip side. Do I just do PS again on this side? Is that how that works? Is that a thing? Is that how that works? Using the print shop on page 7. Testing your printer section. There's all kinds of great information you just typed in. I gotta go back and read this too. Let's just see how far we get on the flip side of this. You guys are great. If this freaking works with this thing, I'm gonna be the happiest because don't promise me a good time, says Daz. And I haven't tested the second side, so I don't know. I don't know if it'll actually even it's actually even functional. Stockpit says, got my boss next to me. Side B is Commodore printers. Like I said, I haven't had a chance to read the book. So let's see. Let's load it up. Let's see what happens. This is why we have. This is why I wanted 8-Bit Computer Club, because where I live, just like when I was a kid, I didn't have a lot of resources around me because I lived in a small town. And I always wanted a computer club, and I asked for almost a year with friends around the way, just, like, hey guys, you want to, you guys got like an interest in doing like an 8-bit computer club so we can kind of like collab? And then everybody was like, I was like, fine, I'll go to the internet and see what they have to say. And I'll tell you, it has been a a lot of good times. I'm going to reload this paper. I'm just going to use the back side of this paper because we're testing, right? And get a full sheet of paper in here. And let's see here. Let me make sure I'm kind of arranged here. Oh, I just dropped something. As long as it's not my Limerita, we are okay. All right, got that. Oh, it is my Limerita. Dadgummit. Party foul. Party foul. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. I got it. Oh, no, that's not. I can't use that. Yeah, I just have to sit there. It'll just have to sit there. Yeah, not the Limerita. No. You're cut off. All right, so let's see. Can I get screen? All right, so I have removed print shot from the disk. All right, from the disk drive. Cause I created something the other night just for us, and I called it the print shop files. I used the yellow label. It's one of those packs that has all the pretty fluorescent colors. And let's see here. Let's load that in. And we can either type in the name or type a name of screen to get, or press return for a list. So we're just going to hit the list because I don't remember exactly what I called it. Okay, Audra 12 Hour or the Comp Club. So it is the Comp Club. So let's type that in. Was it, did I put a space underneath there or anything like that? Or did I just do Comp Club? I think I just did Comp Club. All right, let's see what we got here. So I made this in Print Shop. And this is a logo for the 8-Bit Computer Club. Yeah, look at that font. Is that not sexy? Now what? Now can I print it? Return to continue. So we're going to return to continue. We can select activity. So let's print the screen. Didn't do anything. Should I have been expecting something? Okay, if you created that on the Centronic side, it might not print right on the Commodore side. DeJerm, what is up? Okay, so maybe I have to recreate it. I hit enter again, and this time it let me do it. This time it went further. Okay, lit dots are printed. Okay, that's what we want, right? Draw frame around screen. No, so I guess I just didn't do enough. Set number of copies. Do we need to set that, or is it automatic? We're just going to put 1. And now we're going to print. Let's just see what happens. Wait, it looks like it's doing something. It looks like it's doing something. You guys made my night. We got a sign for the 8-Bit Computer Club. Thank you, Snogfish and others. talking about. Thank you, Snog, Pitch, and Crew. Thank you, Snog, Pitch, and Crew. Look at that. Look at that. We have success. Oh my God, my life just got 1,000% more awesome. Look at that. Look at that. Our MPS 803 8-bit computer club printed out from the print shop. Side 2. If I just had read the book maybe just a little bit. Yeah, look at this. This is going to have to be framed. I'm going to frame this, and maybe I'll bring it and I'll give it to somebody at Nerdtacular, or maybe we just need to auction it off and give it away. So that is awesome, and we'll put a very special thanks in the back of it to Snog Pitch. What do you think? Houdini 7 says the self-appointed treasurer approves of that sign. Look at that. Capkeeper says the MPS 802 1526 would only do text, no graphics. So interesting. So, but the 803 apparently would. Now, it's still saying that I've got, it's still trying to print. So I'm assuming that even though there's nothing to print, maybe I started my paper a little too low. So I think if I put another piece of paper in that, it will probably just, it'll probably wrap up, just probably just go bzz, bzz, a couple of feeds, and then, which is fine because I was wanting to load some more paper here in here anyway. That is awesome. I didn't even think. I was like, this doesn't even work. It's like, it's fine. I just accepted my failure, or not failure, but lack of abilities to use the print shop. But now I can use the print shop on my 802. Man, now I'm going to design some stuff. Donna says, I want a little Limerito spill on mine. I can arrange that. Dude, they're actually really good. I am like really enjoying that. I got to open it up. I got to open it up here. All right. Let's see here. All right. Yep, just a couple of little bumps, and it's done. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my gosh, I feel like a success. Donna says, I like the normal Brian, but I also like this Brian. He's so good. He's so fun. He's so fun. I love it. This is great. This is great. Man, oh man, look at that. Man, welcome to 1984. The good 1984, not the dystopic not the dystopic future that they predicted, but the good stuff. Tolbert says, can you print mine on the back of your mom's old work memos like when I was in high school? It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. Maybe everybody who's at the event will get one of these 8-bit computer clubs, and maybe we'll auction off, or raffle off, or whatever you want to call it. We're not going to charge anything for it, but maybe we'll make it so that everybody have an opportunity to get one of those. Now, but I'll tell you though, I felt pretty good about my job of re-inking, and it looks really good when you're just printing like basic, literally basic, like the printouts and stuff. But when I started getting to the graphics, I don't know if I need to adjust some settings or anything, but it's not quite as delicious as, oh no, you know what I did? I printed this. That'll be a bonus. I didn't think this would work so well, so I did, but we can't get rid of the first one. How will you know you have the authentic original version that I actually printed though? It'll have this on the back. It is marked, so you will know this was the one. This was the one. Cap says it will get better as it prints and smooths the ink out. Very good. Very good. So very nice. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited now. You guys have no idea. P Crumb, what is up? Can I buy the NFT? Absolutely. Stamp of authentication to Germ. And that's normal to see the banding. I remember it being a thing, but I didn't remember if it was if I was just too cheap and had cheap toners or cheap cartridges. I don't know if that was a normal thing or just because I was cheap. There was some there were some printers that did high quality mode. Okay. Yeah, I think there are some different modes I can put this thing into. I've seen it when I was looking at different settings and things. Let me get this thing lined up perfect. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, 24-pin printers are the better quality. Okay. Yeah, I had that star. Maybe I need to try it with the star then. With the I'll have to bring the star out next time. Okay, yeah, I just went over. That's right, Axel. That's right. It would go over the same place twice, but use twice the ink. That's right. That Star NL10 I think is an older printer than the 803, and I'm not sure if it is, but it comes with an adapter, and I'll have to show you the adapter and everything. Forte Girl says, now expect a bespoke printed birthday card, please. Captain says, my Panasonic 1180p was 24-pin. It was the best printer ever owned. Very nice. Like I said, this NL10, which I have, which has like this, I can't remember the name of the stupid adapter. Star Micronics NL-10, but I don't know if that means, I don't know if that means it's older, but I don't know if that means since it was a 24-pin vintage. Oh, it says it was a vintage 9-pin. Okay, so I thought it was 24, but it does say the Micronics NL10 is a vintage 9-pin dot matrix printer and introduced in the mid 1980s, known for office and home use. It featured near letter quality printing, interchangeable interface cartridges for different computers, and a classic snap-in ribbon. And I was thinking about working on that one next. Would that be smart? Yeah, Tango says bespoke hand-painted pocket protectors. Did you see Dr. Tolbert's pocket protectors? Okay. Yeah, so hello Kitty, what is up? I saw you pop in there. Yes, what did you walk into? You walked into legendary status. So let's take a look at those pocket protectors again that Dr. Tolbert is bringing to the Nerdtacular, by the way. Oh, you got some more shots in there too, so that is perfect. Let's get these pulled up. These are freaking amazing. Look at this. It's the first one Dr. Tolbert posted. Look at that 8-bit computer club. That is the 64 font we use on Google, and that is the one we use for the official 8-bit computer club. Oh, look at this. Printing them out. Look at that. Oh, that is so freaking sweet. Oh, I like those gray ones too. I don't know. I like the classic leather ones too. That is sweet. Dude, that is so freaking cool. I love that. I freaking love it. Are you planning on doing any video for the event? Actually, yes, we will definitely. I'll probably capture some stuff on my phone, and I'll post it because that week. Actually, talk about that because next week I will be out of town, and so on next Friday. And so that means possibly no 8-bit computer club then, which breaks my heart. And we may shift it to the Saturday or something. I should be back the next day, or Sunday. We'll have to see. And then it'll be Nerdtacular time, and I'll also be out on Friday. So I'll definitely be taking some video and posting it to the Discord server, but maybe we'll do some other stuff too. Maybe post some stuff to YouTube and that. Before Tanko says, I should get you to make one for my dad. He wears shirts with pockets. Pockets. Tin Lobster, what are you coming, Tin Lobster? Are you coming to Nerdtech? I don't know if I've asked you or not. I've talked to plenty. I know before Tank Girl is Dr. Talbert. Dr. Talbert's going to be in it. I think me and him are going to be. Are we going to be doing Are we all starring it together sometime? Are we going to? I guess we'll find out when we get there. I know Zoe's going to be there. She's bringing the Tom Baker Doctor Who scarf. I'm very excited about. TV's Travis. I don't know if TV's Travis here tonight. I know KT Data was in here earlier. Trying not to stress out from all the work, having to heading his way. Fort Tinker will be there, like I said. Ton DeGassa, if you're still around, he'll be there. Whose birthday is it going to be? Whose birthday? I missed the birthday. Birthday. Tim Lauper says, no, I would like to, but I have a kid in college. Dude, I know that. Zoe just graduated high school. Graduation ceremony was yesterday. And now college comes next. I think we're competing in the first round. We're like the Beardos or something like that. Most of our team is beards. The beardies. I can't remember, something like that. It's going to be great. I'll have to make sure I drink several limeritas before I start. Fisticuffs, Queensberry rules, says poor tech girl. Tim Albert says, a bit of an introvert, honestly, but maybe good to see some folks from this chat. Oh, absolutely. So, I mean, even though I do a podcast, I've been doing a podcast and talking on air since, 2005 or something like that. Even though I've been a public figure, I don't know exactly how you would address it, but I've been in the public eye and talking in public since then, saying my stupid words. But I'm an introvert for the most part. I mean, this is kind of like therapy for me. Hello Kitty says, go Team Beard. Captain Kipper says, one thing about working for university, tuition for my kid is cheap. Luckily, we have a South Carolina state lottery, which they promise would help offset educational cost. And Zoe is starting her journey at a technical college. And because of FASFA and other awards, she should be able to go for free as far as tuition goes, and maybe some for supplies, but she's going to do mechanic work and doing some welding and things. So there's still going to be some cost there, but really helped offset a lot of that. So that is amazing. So happy for that. Tim Lark says, yeah, trying to branch out and more myself. I like being an introvert though. Yeah, me too. I like being an introvert, but I also like going places and going, these are my people. These are my people. I like these people. They're like me. Dr. Talbert says, I still have friends at the faculty at Lander. Very good. Yes. Love me some Lander. I'm a Lander alum myself. Also went to Piedmont Technical College, the technical college here. MayorMcCheese. Yeah, social anxiety. I don't think that's too terribly uncommon for our types. Those who like to delve into the literature, whether it be fiction, sci-fi, or and also like to deal with computers. Obviously, our life choices are those of probably isolation, except for Dr. Tolbert, who likes to see people. But he's like, I like to see a new person every 30 minutes to an hour, please. Nice. Yeah. Poor Tank Girl says, worst thing about Nerd Tackler is not having enough time to spend with. Yeah, I always feel rushed. Anything I do feels rushed. I really wish we had, I wish as Americans we had more of, and this is a general sense I get, and this may not be true for everyone, but I get a sense that Europeans have a more laid back attitude when it comes to going on trips, where it's like, we're going to be gone for 2 weeks. It's like, yeah, we're doing 2 weeks. A typical American is like, when's the very last minute I can leave for my trip, and when's the very earliest I can be back. And so it's like, yeah, they take trips for the weekend. Yeah, I know. So it's just like, yeah. So it'd be nice if it was like, if we took like a couple of days before, arrive a couple of days early, where you don't just do nothing, get ready, and then do your things. Tim Lobster says, yeah, hoping to go to Europe this fall, spending a few days in London, Scotland, and Paris, mostly London. That is awesome. That's on my dream list. Something I want to do myself. Talbert says, same. We're flying into Flagstaff and driving up over a week, then staying through the following Wednesday. That is awesome. That's the kind of attitude I need to have. Fort Tech Girl says, I'm Tuesday through Monday. I think I'm flying in on Wednesday and then and leaving out on Sunday. So it's just like, what's the min I can do to get in and out, which sucks. Cab Cooper said I did a couple of med cruises, had a fabulous time. That's awesome. It's gonna be so much fun, Tin Lobster. We're gonna have so much fun. Axel's like, Axel knows the deals. Axel's like, I would never do London. I live in the UK. Going to London. Are you crazy? Dr. Tolbert says, cruise in the Mediterranean is awesome. One of 2 cruises I've done. Never been on a cruise. My boss man is going on a cruise for the second time, and he is not a cruise fan. His wife is, though. Yeah, Tonda's doing the same. Coming in on Wednesday, out on Sunday. It's just, I don't know. I need to do better. Let's wrap this thing up with some another scene demo. Axel, you had recommended one earlier, but I think I accidentally closed that screen out. So let's go back over to csdb.dk. And if you remember what it was, Axel, if you could give me a clue. Let me see. Did I save it in my read? It does not save it in my history. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, man, just so fast. Incoherent Nightmare. That's it. Incoherent. And what we're doing right now, if you haven't done this before with us, we are doing a Commodore 64 demo. Sometimes they're demos, sometimes they're cracks. But essentially it is a group of people who have decided to push the system to its limits. And I'm assuming this is Arsenic, Incoherent Nightmare. Is this actually on the on the system itself? It might actually be on. This one might be on the system. I feel like I've seen this one listed. Oh, is it one on? Even better. Good, because I don't have to go. I don't have to go get nothing. Let's see. Oh, where'd I go? Let's see. Oh, SD card, demos. I went to the BBS. Incoherent Nightmare. Yeah, there we go. Yes, good. As we learned earlier tonight, we do not have to worry about. We don't have to worry about configuring this one. It just does it. All right, we learned so much tonight. Thank you guys so much for this this great Friday 8-bit computer club. This has been one of my favorites. Let's take a look at this one. This Incoherent Nightmare was released on October 2016. Arsenic is the group, founded in 96, and that is their group ID, and I'll get that information up as we listen to this. And as we always do, after this we will go look at their page. I do like that it always resets my printer to its default center position. So whenever it loads up, it looks like it loads all the devices. Oh, that's right. We got more than one drive on the bus. This is one of those ones. Some of these demos we have to turn off the other items. So we're going to turn off these other drives, and hopefully that'll be enough. We may have to unplug the serial connection, but sometimes that is enough. Let's see what happens here. Let's see if we can load it again. Yes, right. We lived, we laughed, we loved. This is a perfect 8-bit computer club. We need to print that out on the we need to print that out. All right, it's not working, but I suspect when I turned off those other ones that it probably reset the primary drive back to 8, even though it was also thinking it was 9. So we're gonna turn that off, unplug the serial, and then we'll have unquestionably the proper setup for this demo. Man, it was such a good night. I mean, I can't believe I had given up any hope of being able to print to this MPS 803 from the print shop. And that opens up all kinds of cool possibilities. I didn't think I'd get to really play around much with the print shop. And now I'm really wanting to order some track paper. I'm very excited about it now. Guys have no idea. I also want to get another Okadata, an Okamate. Incoherent Nightmare. Let's do this one. Not the music. Let's do it. All right. Here we go. Let's watch this demo. Thanks to our friend Axel Nightshade. If you're not part of the Discord server, you should be. Axel's been sharing his progress on his game development. Here it comes. Here it comes. Don't forget, flashing lights and some jump scares. All right. All right. Just a few jump scares. Here it comes. Here comes a jump scare. That thing's going to eat my face. Press the space. Cap. Do they even make ribbons for Oakmate? I did see some a while back. I almost bought those just because in anticipation. Donkey Kong! Let's see. Let's get the demo. We chose the demo, which is what we should do. Dropping all that Sid. By Arsenic. I bet they didn't write this in basically music. Yeah. Oh, 20 years. Kevin says, don't forget, Commodore 64 only has 16 colors. Look at it. Look at it. That do. Nice variation on the theme. Do-do-do-do. His nipples must not be from the 80s. Max Donkey Kong. Man, look at that. Makes me want to play some Pirates. That's so cool, man. I need more skills. Get good, noobs. That's what I was thinking. Sid Meier's Pirates. Man, I love Pirates. Played on the Apple II GS so many times. Look at that guy. I want a shirt with that guy on it. Somebody quick. Sprite that thing up for me. Looks easy. Release the Kraken. Blackmail. We kidnapped Eddie. Release Wonderland 13. Love it. A little smack talk. Oh gosh. Yeah, Eddie. Eddie, that Eddie. Eddie from the thing. Searchlight. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, somebody's definitely an Iron Maiden fan. Flip the disc. Flip that floppy. Flip that floppy. Flippity floppy. Oh, can't you flip that floppy? Kronos. He's the master of time. Mighty Morphin time. Lotus. I want to be Dark Lotus. Dark Lotus. Endless Sphinx. Sphinx is my favorite. Mactron. Take that. That's right. We could cosplay as these guys. I want to be Big Breaker. I love that bat. Look at him. He's hilarious. Look, he's just going through the thing. Oh, I want to play this game. Make this a game. Crazy bad. Oh, that's cool. Fish food. Oh, look at that. No broken traces there. Revision. Worst glands. Man, that looks cool. How the crap is this? 160 by 160. That's crazy. Look how good that looks. What? That is insane. Ain't no sense in all that. Oh, I just realized something. Oh, yeah. Let's turn those filters off. No scan lines. That hits. That hits right there. 2016? Yeah. I tried to get us a spot, Tonda, for a demo party. You know, at least an appreciation demo party. But they just didn't have the space and time. Because it's kind of last minute, you know? For Nerdtacular. But maybe next time I can play it earlier. Oh, that's some badass bass right there. Look at that arm sit rocking out. Killing it. Is it hot? Nope. Right, Talbert? I hate to ask KTA to do anything else. Maybe we could do one in our room or something. Right? Crowd pleasing with incoherency. I know, it's like a disco club inside my Commodore 64. This is Hello Kitty. I am planning on doing dual SIDs. I just haven't got around to it yet. Yeah, I thought about that too. You could output some video files and send them to them. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, actually. That 3D cube was freaking amazing. That was blowing my mind. How it overlaid over top of the other things too. I mean, I've seen them like just overlay on top of like solid colors and things, but over top of that complex graphic, it didn't like it was tearing or nothing. I do like this effect. I've seen this effect in several places. Yeah. And if that resolution is crazy. Well, that was delicious. Delicious, I say. Speaking of the end, it is the end. We are at the end of the 8-Bit Computer Club. 8-Bit Computer Club. Keep your eyes open for what we'll be doing next. I'll let you know. We're not doing any Play Retro next week, so I may have some free time to do some of that. But be sure to tune in tomorrow around noon. If you're not following Tondagosa, you must be following Tondagosa, because that will be the next place you will see me hanging out in chat. Good friend of mine, Tondagosa, who I'll be seeing very shortly. And we'll be hanging out a little bit tomorrow, doing some gaming. And then on Sunday night, we have our community event. Make sure you come to the community event. I think we'll be on after Tonda's Sunday stream. We don't start until 6:30. Hopefully, that will not impact or overlap with Tonda's Sunday stream. But come hang out. We'll be doing some party games like Jackbox Party Pack, or yes, a murder trivia party. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, if you could rate in, that'd be great. Come hang out with us. It'd be nice if Tonda can hang out with us. We'll be doing Jackbox games and possibly some more riff tracks. Lots of fun both places. And but 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time is the current plan for our community event on Sunday. That is Eastern Time. So come hang out with us. Oh, absolutely, Graph Dark. Thank you so much. Thank you for those who are just lurking and just hanging out and listening. Appreciate it. Thank you for the tips on the print shop. Thank you so much for that, Snorgy. And I've got it. I've got the first official nice and tucked away inside the print shop, right? Got it tucked away. Be giving that away soon. Hello, Kitty. Good seeing you. Glad you was able to make it. Zoe, I hope you're sleeping well. Ford Tank Girl, I'll see you soon, as well as Dr. Tolbert. Can't wait to take a look at those. Look at those pocket protectors. Those look amazing. This graphic here disturbs me greatly. All right, well, we're gonna raid in our good friend Atari Beer Pong, who is doing RNG Fridays video request. Atari, Sega, Nintendo, and DOS games. Let's keep the party keep it rolling. Axel, absolutely. Be sure to join the Discord server and check out what Axel is doing. Absolutely. Keep inspiring me, and I'll keep trying to inspire you, Axel. You just lean on me. We'll do a Forrest Gump. You just lean on me, and I'll lean on you, and that way we can keep our heads out of the mud. Thank you, Tonda. I'll see you tomorrow, friend. And what else I got? That's about it. But yeah, like I said, tomorrow I'll be hanging out with Tonda around noon Eastern time for me, and hanging out and chat, doing some stuff around the office, getting prepared for next week. And then Sunday we'll be hanging out party time. All right, let's do it. Let's raid in on our good friend Atari Beer Pong and keep the party rolling. See you guys over there. See ya. Keep it 8-bit. Keep it 8-bit.